Hi, remember me? I know it's been a while. It's been almost a month at this point. I hope everybody is doing well. It's been quite a while. Today, when I'm filming this part, is September 21st at 8:07 p.m. And there's been so many times I have wanted to pick my camera back up. I've wanted to try to update. I've wanted to try to do videos, and things have just constantly been changing, been really busy, and there was just a lot happening. And I also didn't want to speak too soon on certain things. Mentally, I just don't think I was there yet with everything going on. Like I think I needed to just focus on what was happening and not also try to focus on sharing. There's been a lot. So, first off, a little bit of health updates. I had my hearing test this morning. I needed to get it redone. I mean, it was past due for checking on it anyways. But also I needed a more current one than when my previous one was done for the Leaping Butterfly Ministries hearing aid scholarship application. So I needed a new test for that anyways. I got it. See that big dip in the middle? I was really worried about it having gotten worse because at this point I'm noticing it like every day. I'm noticing how much it's lacking. Like it's not to where I can't hear a ton, but it's a significant struggle. So I was worried. I was very, very worried it would be worse than it was the last time. And she said it looks exactly identical as the other one. So I still have that mid-frequency moderate hearing loss, but it's not any worse, which is good. She also was able to give me some more resources for finances for hearing aids. And so that was helpful. So I have the scholarship I can try, and apparently there's like some county resources I can try. So that was good. It went good. I have that done now. And I can finish the application and send it in. So, and I'm just glad it wasn't worse. So, after I went and did that blood work, I had the results come back. I was very excited to get them. I was very interested to see how they came back. Part of what's been on my heart to share about my experience, the bulk of it does not even have to do with what my exact numbers were, but more my experience and my mental state of doing the testing, of getting more information, and just how that whole experience impacted me mentally and emotionally. Because I discovered something that caught me off guard. As you guys know, if you've kept up to date on my health stuff, I started having this trend happen where my FSH levels, which is the follicle stimulating hormone, that basically is the hormone that communicates with your ovaries, was going down and getting closer to a normal range. Like, yes, it can fluctuate, but that's a really big fluctuation. And it just kept trending down. My suspicion had been that with the changes I had made to my HRT, with the estrogen I was getting, with my regimen I was on, I was doing so much better in that area that is what equaled to that happening. I still suspect it is a major factor in what I see with my FSH numbers. Now comes this time. So close to normal range, you could taste it. Even, I'll explain this further, but even with the rest of the context that I was given, that's exciting no matter what else popped up, just for the fact that I actually had some semblance of normalcy coming up. Like, it just made me feel so good, so normal, for lack of a better word to describe it, so proud of the work I've done with HRT and where I'm at with it right now. Just, it made me feel good in so many ways, and I was so excited. I could not get the smile off my face. I was so excited. Now, a word of caution about that excitement. Yes, information is so important and so powerful. It's also a lot. It can be a lot to process. It can bring in things that are not easy, are not comfortable, that bring up more questions than answers. And I have to admit, I let myself get ahead of things in my own head. I let myself run away with being excited about my FSH before seeing my AMH level. The other half of that picture is AMH, which is the anti-Mullerian hormone, which it's a level that indicates where your egg reserve and egg quality is at. It is a very, very important picture of ovarian function. I've been dying to get an ultrasound done to see what my ovaries look like because of the streak ovaries that are possible. I've been dying recently to know, because I've never had that done before and not known. And in talking with my doctor, she talked about the AMH level, and she said that's really a better indicator of ovarian function than an ultrasound is. And it took a few days for that number to come back. So in the meantime, I got excited about my FSH being so low. And when I got that back, definitely showed my diagnosis, right? Like, regardless of what my FSH is at, that's the other half of the picture. So I tell you all of this to say, be careful, be cautious. I know I am somebody that constantly talks how important test results are, and getting testing done and knowing what's going on with your body. And I will advocate for that till the day I die, because I still feel like it is such a powerful tool and so important in processing everything we are facing. Understanding it is important, and checking on things is important. Things can change. But also knowing yourself well enough to know when to pause, to know when to give yourself a break, and to know when you need to slow down. And I guess specifically, really, I'm talking fertility testing. I have always leaned to the obsessive side with the fertility side of Turner's. For a lot of reasons, it's the part I struggle with the most. And in a lot of ways, it's the part I struggle with the most. And sometimes knowing those numbers in further detail than might be helpful can be hard. Now, I don't want this to sound like I'm saying I regret doing the testing at all. It's a quick blood test that gave me information. I do not regret it in any way. But I do think I could have better mentally prepared myself for what it could look like. And I do think I instantly got this feeling of that felt like that was the end of the story for that road I had been trying to go down. That felt like a very solid answer on what trying with my own eggs would be like. While it's obviously not an answer I was excited about, it felt like some level of closure. Now, that's not to say I don't still have some questions. I am probably still going to have an ultrasound at some point, just for my own curiosity's sake. However, I then kind of needed to take time and take a breather, thinking about it, talking to anybody about it, like to process and to kind of reorient myself from it. And I'll be honest, I had let it catch me off guard. And so I think this whole experience really speaks just even that much more to knowing yourself, mentally preparing for these things, and having those tools in your toolbox. So I wanted to share that. I know sometimes I get nervous that I'm talking about these things too much, like not everybody is as curious about all of this stuff as I am, and that may be the case. But at the same time, I feel like this is a lesson that could be applied to anything. This is a lesson that could be applied to whatever testing it was. This is something that applies to processing any of the things to do with Turner's. I also had my hearing test, and I was nervous about that one too. I was more mentally prepared for what I was nervous about the outcome being, which it ended up being better than I was worried about, so that was good. But this is a lesson that can be applied to processing any of the different aspects of everything. So I also wanted to kind of wrap up that kind of journey I had started and give a little closure to that story, because it did feel like a closing point to some extent. As far as what the future holds, only God knows. Only God knows what He has planned for us. And all I know is other things are happening that I am very, very excited for and very hopeful for. And I'm going to update you guys on next time. And I know that feels like a cliffhanger, that feels like a tease. I promise it won't be very long. But let's just say a lot has happened in the month since I last updated you guys in a video. And I have a whole lot to say, a whole lot to share. A whole lot is going to be happening. That's a lot of that, and it'll come soon. It'll come very, very soon. That's all I'm gonna put in this video. As always, I hope this helped somebody. If you are worried about fertility in the future, if you are married and processing all of this yourself, if you're just needing encouragement that you aren't alone in this struggle and that you are not the only person that experiences those emotions, that has that struggle, that really feels it, I hope this helped you, and I hope it was encouragement in those things, because you are not alone. And it is okay to be curious. It does take processing. Just remember to have the people around you that you need to help you process also, because it's a lot to process, and it is a heck of a lot easier not having to process on my own. So there you go. I'm going to close this out before I start crying, but thank you guys for all the support you've always given me. Thank you for following my journey, and I hope you continue, because some exciting things are coming up. I will see you guys in the next one. Make sure you like this. If you liked it, share it with somebody that you feel like it would help. And hit subscribe to continue along on our journey with us. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!